This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.
Finding your perfect home was hard, but thanks to Burrow, furnishing it has never been easier. Burrow's easy-to-assemble modular sofas and sectionals are made from premium, durable materials, including stain and scratch-resistant fabrics. So they're not just comfortable and stylish, they're built to last. Plus, every single Burrow order ships free right to your door. Right now, get 15% off your first order at burrow.com/ACAST. That's 15% off at burrow.com/ACAST.
The TalkSport Fan Network is proudly supported by McDelivery, bringing you the food you love. McDelivery brings a top-tier line of food right to your door. No matter the result, you'll always be winning with McDelivery. So, the only thing left to say is, you in? Order now on the McDonald's app, and you can also get rewards points delivered too, so that ordering today means some tasty rewards for tomorrow. Only via app at participating restaurants, 18 plus. Rewards registration required. Points only on menu items. Delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Right, let's get this show on the road. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to Accrington Stanley vs Bradford preview live on X and on TikTok. In today's podcast, we'll be talking about the post-match Doncaster, pre-match Accrington Stanley, latest Bradford City news, weather forecast for Bradford City's game, and score predictions. And like always, I am joined by Stan, Diane, and Lee.
Good evening, everyone.
And Diane, you should be here. Okay, Diane has disappeared, typically. Hopefully Lee can hear me. Hopefully Lee's there. Right. So, Stan, what's your thoughts on the Doncaster game?
It wasn't a great game, was it? And very interesting refereeing, to say the least. Yeah. It was just poor, really poor first half. Not helped by the referee, but I think also not helped by the personnel. I think we missed Gilead's alongside Kev, obviously with Smallwood out, because we had. He might have been trying to sort of ease him back in, but we had the left back in already, didn't we? It just wasn't happening for us, and probably we kind of wondered whether it would be we'd be a little ring rusty after not playing those two games. But yeah, so we got a point. Should have beat them. Yeah, that's about it, really.
And Miss Diane, you should be here. Diane, are you there? Can you hear me, Stan?
I can hear you, yes. Yes.
Oh, I can hear you now. I've been playing. My mic's been playing up.
So, what's your thoughts on the Doncaster game?
I think we were rusty. You could tell. We could tell that we'd not played for 2 weeks. We got into it we got into it then, but it was rusty. We did start off rusty. It was like, oh, it's a ball. I'm not being funny, but they did start rusty. But referee spoiled it. Definitely. But at least we got a point.
Yeah. Lee, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
So what's your thoughts on the Doncaster game?
Referee absolutely ruined what could have been a good game. We want out of the races, won't we, really? We just want. Second half, we were a little bit better. We were late scoring. We could have still won that game in second half, but we just weren't good enough, really.
Yeah, I thought the referee was poor as well. He was dishing out yellow cards left, right and centre, wasn't he?
Yeah. He were crap for both sides, though, wasn't he? I got my wish. Yeah, we're just card happy. I'm surprised we finished with 11 aside still, where we're going.
Yeah, the referee were card happy, wasn't he? Just dishing out cards left, right.
Should have been taken out and shot at half time, that referee, I think.
Yeah. Shocking referee on it. We see Labib have joined. Labib, if you want to put a request or anything, just get your thoughts on the Doncaster game before I move over to the Accrington Stanley game. Also, streaming live on X and TikTok at the minute, but currently on TikTok, it's apparently I'm consuming some substances featured in his life could harm your health. I don't know. Is it the Bradford City poster thing behind me? Is that my health? But right, so Labib's joined. Are you there, Labib?
Evening, you all right?
Yeah, yourself, mate?
Yeah, all good, all good. I didn't go up to the game, but I did watch it on iFollow. So I obviously just jumped onto this space. I don't know what you guys have already said. Overall, my thoughts on it, I thought we were really poor most of the game. And I think there was just like one moment of quality in it, and that's obviously what led us to get that equaliser. I thought we were lucky to get anything out of it. And for most parts, I think Donny were quite comfortable, probably cruising. And I heard somebody mention the other day, if I think it was on Width of the Post podcast, I listened to a bit of that, and they were saying the same thing, which I agreed with. If Donny had put a bit more effort in, they could have killed that game off quite easily. Yeah. But they're kind of trying to slow it down. So I think probably a point gained. But pre-match, I think we should have been looking to win it. Obviously, there's a bit of talk about the middle of the table being really, really tight at the moment, and there's very, very few points separating about 8 or 9 clubs. So at a stage of the season like this, every win is going to make a difference, and we've got to kind of be looking at winning games like that. Obviously, we've got Forest Green at home. As far as I'm concerned, again, that's a must-win. And obviously, we should be looking at picking something up tomorrow at Accrington. And yeah, that number of bookings, listening to the commentary, I think there were 7 booked in the first half. And as Lee mentioned, I think just absolutely amazed that somebody somewhere didn't get a second yellow. It was almost nailed on somebody was going to get sent off, but obviously, thankfully, it didn't happen. But hopefully we can be a bit better.
So who would you say your man of the match was for the Doncaster game?
I'd struggle to pick anyone out. I think the people who had played well over the last few games, people like Halliday, I didn't think he had a particularly good game. People like O'Dwyer obviously played a little bit out of position, didn't think he had a very good game. I thought McDonald kind of was in and out of the game a little bit. Cook was, not very effective. And I appreciate, again, the service he got was quite poor. Any good striker, I think, has to rely upon good service, and I don't think he got that.
Yeah.
People like who have been quite steady, Gilead, I thought were okay. I just thought they were very average performances all throughout the game, to be honest. There was no standout player for me.
They were pretty lacklustre, wasn't it?
Yeah. You got your hand up, Stan?
Yeah, I mean, I would pretty much agree with that. I think the observations I was making with regards to balls to Cook we're kind of, I don't think we knew what tactics we wanted to do, because we were kind of putting in like overhead balls to 2 foot tall Kavanagh, making the wrong decisions in terms of which ball to kind of to feet or up to Cook. So I would agree with that as well. And I think nobody really shone out. I mean, when they was talking about man of the match, I couldn't even think who I'd give it to in that respect. The other thing, I suppose the observation I would make from the game, that obviously Chapman made a difference, but we didn't get it out to him often enough. No. And I think that was from midfield, really, that with O'Dwyer sort of not having a great game, or particularly good game, or at least he was average. There were no cohesion in midfield. We were kind of, I don't think there's any attempt to play it through the thirds or anything like that.
Yeah. So, who would you say your man of the match was? Sorry, Stan.
I says I don't know because like Labib said, I think there wasn't really any standout performances. I think we were pretty average.
Dan, who would you say your man of the match was?
I think Brad played good. Brad Halliday. I think he was one of the best ones on the night.
What about yourself, Lee? Your man of the match for the game against Doncaster?
I'm struggling, like Labib and Stan, to find anybody that stood out enough to warrant that title. I was shocked how poor in patches, certainly in first half, that we actually were. We just didn't turn up.
Yeah. What about yourself, Kelly? Who would you say your man of the match was versus Doncaster? I know you didn't go, but did you see the highlights or did you watch it on iFollow?
Finding your perfect home was hard, but thanks to Burrow, furnishing it has never been easier. Burrow's easy-to-assemble modular sofas and sectionals are made from premium, durable materials, including stain and scratch-resistant fabrics. So they're not just comfortable and stylish, they're built to last. Plus, every single Burrow order ships free right to your door. Right now, get 15% off your first order at burrow.com/ACAST. That's 15% off at burrow.com/ACAST.
Away days are great, but there's nothing quite like playing at home. The same goes for McDonald's. Maximise your home advantage with McDelivery. You in? Order now on the McDonald's app. At participating restaurants, 18 plus, serving times, delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Oh, she disappeared. I've scared her off again. Right, then we'll move on to the pre-match Accrington Stanley game. Who are they exactly? Right. So, Accrington Stanley...
Can I just come in, just before we finish, we move on to Accrington? And this is just only for my own curiosity, that I'm not intending on making a big meal out of it or anything. I cannot find anywhere on any website anyone who's declared the official attendance for Tuesday night. And I can't see if the club have announced it or not. Obviously, watching it on the telly, it looked to be very low numbers. But anybody, any idea what?
I'd not even realised that until you just said it. But you bang on.
No, they didn't even give it out at Valley at all.
I don't think they did.
Nope, there were no giving out at Valley at all.
I think it was, 100%. I think it was probably looked more like about 12,000, maybe, if we were lucky there.
I don't even think it'd been that, Stan. I think it'd been lower than that.
No, you're probably right. I think it was. It's that kind of. They've lost a lot of fans, haven't they, in terms of turning up? Because even though they've been better in the last few games, the people are sort of, they're not convinced, and I think it's down to off-field matters really. But yeah,
and I appreciate I might be kind of hijacking the conversation here a minute, but it kind of leads me on to my next question. Obviously, we've all seen the announcement today about season tickets, and they're going on sale on Monday. And I don't know if we were planning on talking about this later on, but obviously midweek games tend to be a little bit lower anyway, don't they? The attendance-wise, for me, being in Nottingham, it's harder to get up to for a midweek game, and that's why I was just so peed off about the Notts County game being called off last Saturday, because I know obviously going to be arranged for midweek, which I'll probably miss. So it's yet another game I'm going to have to miss out on. But we were talking about this last week, weren't we, about where should we have the atmosphere section, and I think the general kind of view is that season ticket numbers will reduce for next season. I think it's around about 15k at the moment, but I think we're expecting that to go down to, I don't know, people are expecting maybe 12 if we're lucky. And then, of course, as and when people do turn up, obviously it depends on the form that we're in for next season. It's just another debate to be had whether you think it's worth a debate. But, what we're going to do, what do you think the playing budget is going to be like, and what do we think we're going to kind of be looking forward to for next season?
Yeah, so we're going to get onto the season tickets and other stuff in a bit, Labib.
Yeah.
So the Accrington Stanley versus Bradford City, 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, 9th of March 2024 at the Wham Stadium. The referee is Paul Howard. Sounds like he's from Take That. In the FL Trophy, he's had 5 appearances, dished out 16 yellow cards, no second yellows, 2 reds, no penalties. In the League One, he's had 10 appearances, 44 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 2 colour red, no reds, and then 1 penalty. League Two, he's had 11 appearances, 29 yellow cards, no second yellows, 1 red, 1 penalty. In the FA Cup, he's had 2 appearances, 10 yellow cards, 0 second yellows, 0 reds, 0 penalties. In Premier League 2, he's had 1 appearance, 3 yellow cards, no second yellows, no reds, and no penalties. Grand total, he's had 29 appearances, 102 yellow cards, 1 second yellow, 3 red cards, and 2 penalties. Bradford City, so in this couple of fixtures, Accrington Stanley have won 5, drawn 3, and Bradford City have won 4. Going back to a while ago, 9th of August 2016, Bradford City must have lost 11-10 on penalties. In 2016, Bradford lost 2-1. 13th of October 2018, Accrington Stanley won 3-1. 1st of January 2019, Bradford City won 3-0. 8th of August 2023, Bradford won 5-2. And 25th of November 2023, Bradford won 1-0. Bradford City currently 15th. They've played 34 games. They've got a goal difference of 2 and 47 points. Accrington Stanley are just below us on 16 points. 16th in the league. They've played 35, goal difference of -1 and 46. The top goal scorer for them is Nolan, as is Cook. Nolan has scored 12, Andy Cook's scored 13. He's had 4 assists, and so has Andy Cook. Nolan's played 34 matches, and Andy Cook has played 31. Accrington Stanley are ranked 16th in goals scored per match, 1.3 goals. Accrington Stanley have been awarded the most penalties this season with 7, so they'll probably get a penalty tomorrow. Accrington Stanley have lost the last 3 games. Bradford are ranked 20th in goals scored per match, is 1.2. Bradford City have won the previous 3 matches against Accrington Stanley, ranked 14th in shots on target per match at 4.2. And so, what's people's thoughts on the referee and other bits and bobs?
I think if I listened and assimilated all that information you gave out at once, is it a case of where he's dishing out more cards in the lower leagues? Is that correct, Johnny?
Yes. So in League One he's dished out 44, League Two he's dished out 29, FA Cup 10, Premier League 3, and then EFL Trophy 16.
Right, so that number in League One could be, I guess it's like cards per game, but it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? Because obviously John Coleman's left, so he's been a fixture. I mean, it's like the equivalent of Fergie leaving. So that will be interesting to see how that goes, because off the field, their chairman's had kind of spats on it with Coleman, so you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. I was going to say this earlier, but this could be in any post or pre-match or even just general Bradford City thread. And I was saying to my mate on Tuesday night, I said, I can't see that Bobby Poynton is training any worse than he was in the first half of the season before Alexander came, where he was playing regular games and coming in and having an influence on a game, whether it's like, all right, Jamie Walker's out, but having an influence with Halliday, Walker, and Poynton sort of down that right hand side, and in the cup against Wrexham, he was by far the best player. I don't get it, because I mean, obviously played well this last couple of games, but I don't know what his kind of Alexander's remit is, or what his kind of reasonings are for not playing Poynton, because I think he gives us something a bit different, and obviously we'll see how we sort of respond tomorrow. But if tomorrow is kind of like a continuation of form dipping in and around the team, then I would say, well, how sort of for me, Bobby should be playing. But it's a winnable game, isn't it? But I think equally, it's kind of fairly even Steven. So dare I say I would settle for a point before the game, but yeah.
And what about you, Labib? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think what Stan says made a lot of sense. I just want to double check something with you, Johnny. Did he say that Accrington are currently 16th?
Yes.
Because I'm sure So I'm sure when we played them early in the season, obviously we beat them at our place. They were about 7th. So they were at that time they were well above us in the league, and I from what I remember, I think we looked quite comfortable against them. And I was surprised to see them so high in the table relative to where we were compared to kind of how I think we dominated the game. I know it was only 1-0 or something. We didn't score a shed load of goals, but I think it was a relatively comfortable win for us on the day. So obviously they've dropped in the table, and which obviously led to Coleman going. And like I said, I think most of us that have watched lower league football will equate Accrington being synonymous with Coleman as manager. He's been there for years and years, hasn't he? It's like Dario Gradi when he used to be at Crewe, there for absolute decades. So it'd be interesting to see how they react tomorrow. But yeah, it is a winnable game, and I think on paper it's a winnable game. So I'd be definitely expecting us to get something. Going back to the point Stan was making about Bobby Poynton. I do like him as a player, and obviously he's a local lad, and you always want to see a local lad play for your team, don't you? Yes. And so I think most of us would want to be seeing him play regularly. I've got to say, a lot of times I'm puzzled by some of Alexander's team selections, and I kind of look at the lineup he puts out, and I'm thinking, why has he gone with that? So some of them seem a bit strange to me. Without criticizing him, and it was like that a little bit the other night. I looked at that lineup and I looked at it, and you really have to study it and thinking, why has he gone with that lineup? Surely he should have been there, and he should have been there, and why has he gone there? So a lot of them don't make sense to me, to be honest. Having said that, obviously we're on not a bad run, are we, at the moment? 3 wins and a draw. So whilst I can sit here and criticise him, he is getting the results with these odd-looking lineups that he puts out. So, maybe he knows something that we don't.
Yeah. Diane, are you still here?
I am.
So what's your thoughts on the Accrington Stanley game?
I think it's going to be a 6-pointer because obviously we're 15th, they're 16th. So you know what happens. With them being lower than us, are we going to lose to them? But I don't think we will. Sorry, I'm just having one of them days today. I think it's going to be a close game, like Stan said. And referee can't be any worse as Tuesday night's ref. No way. 100% not worse. But it will be a close game. Accrington have got that first team coach in charge, that John Doonan. So is he going to change it from what John Coleman were playing him? Is he going to change the squad round? You never know. So, and we've got Smallwood back, haven't we, tomorrow? Because he's done his suspension now.
Yeah, he's back, yeah.
Yeah, so is Kev McDonald going to be out of midfield?
I would think so. That's what I would go with. Yeah, Smallwood and Gilly in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, and Kevin on bench. But we'll just have to wait and see what team he puts out. I think he might keep some of the team from Tuesday night in the squad, but just change McDonald for Smallwood. But Clark Adore on Tuesday night, he'd gone back to his usual self. He'd been playing really good, and then all of a sudden Tuesday, it looked like he forgot how to play football because he was chasing the ball again.
There were a few more players on pitch, weren't there, though, that looked like they forgot what ball was.
Yeah, they were like going, we haven't played for 2 weeks, what's this in front of us?
Yeah.
But hey-ho. They've had a game now, so I think they'll get the mentality will be back that they have to win the matches now.
Yeah.
What about yourself, Lee? Have you got any thoughts on the
well, there's a potential for 2 extra faces just to compound things for Graham Alexander. And Jamie Walker's now back in training with the team. Oigoki should be back and been training yesterday and today. So, who knows, as Labib says, his selections are somewhat mystifying at times. You just can't see where he's going. I mean, things like putting Stubbs in midfield, it's like, really? Yeah. Okay, it worked out at the time, but it's not a midfielder, is it? He's a centre-half.
Yeah, so we've had...
I think it's going to be a tough game. I think they'll have had a few tough words as well after Doncaster, to be fair. So hopefully they'll come out ready for a battle, because it's going to be a bit of a dogfight.
Yeah.
They've lost the manager. They want to get above us and give themselves a chance at playoffs. We don't want them to do that. It's going to be a battle.
So we've had a TikTok coming from BFD Blues. I think we've been playing good football. Might not be goals, but football is good. And then he's put, good manager, stick with him.
I don't think anybody's suggesting getting rid of him.
Why Jake Young not started our last few games? He's injured, mate. I think he's out for the
possible He's had an season. Operation.
Yeah, he's had an operation, and I think he's now out for the rest of the season. So it's a shame, but he won't be here for a while. Also, TikTok, keep putting your questions in and stuff like that, and we'll put it across the panel. Right, everyone's favourite part, latest Bradford City news, where you can have a rant, rave, vent. But we've actually had 2 bits of information come out from the club this week. So we've actually got something to talk about for once. So what's everybody's thoughts on the new ticketing system? That's my first question. And start off with Stan and then just go across.
I've not really looked into it. Other than I've seen the announcement that it's going to be Ticketmaster. As somebody said, like, the cost of tickets, like the booking fees are probably going to go up. But I don't know. I'll wait to see what other people have said on the space tonight, because I'm not really sure. I don't know enough about it to comment. If it's good, then why not?
So it looks like the booking fees, Stan, because my friend Phil is hoping to go to the Tranmere game we've got, because it's round man in his birthday, and he asked me to have a look to see how much tickets were, and I think he's after about 8 tickets, and I did it for the Forest Green game just to see how much it would cost altogether, and for like 8 adults and I think 2 teenagers, I think it's like 170 quid. Followed by, on top of that, then there's a £12 booking fee. So I think it's most tickets you buy, obviously the price of booking fee will go up.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. I guess they've got to make the money somewhere, but you know, a booking fee for something that's automated anyway. Yeah, I think I'll watch the space in terms of, like, you know, whether if the booking fee's the same, if it's more efficient in some way, then fine. I don't. I mean, there's been the occasional sort of like where they've struggled under the weight of things, but yeah, Ticketmaster's big enough in it to kind of cope with that. So if it works, and it's good. But if not, you know, then it's probably just another bit of sponsorship or you know, sort of business partnership or whatever it is that they kind of putting together.
What about yourself, Labib? Have you heard about the system, or have you had any qualms with it as yet?
Yeah. I mean, obviously being down here in Nottingham, I used to use the old online ticketing system quite a lot, you know, to get like away tickets and stuff, and occasionally buy an additional kind of home ticket. So, you know, I was quite familiar with the old system. As I said, used it quite regularly. I didn't have a problem with it, if I'm honest. I thought it worked quite well. Obviously, I always had to pay the postage fee anyway, because I could never get up there to collect the tickets, and you always get an online booking fee. So I was kind of used to paying that additional add-on. I didn't really understand why they needed to change it. I thought it worked all right from my own perspective. Obviously, when they announced it, I tried to migrate my account. For the first few hours, it didn't work, and then eventually I got it to work. I don't know what's happened to all my loyalty points. They seem to have disappeared. Can't find them anywhere. I was wanting an extra ticket for the Mansfield game. That's not on the website yet, so I can't buy them online. I actually rang the ticket office the other day, I think that was yesterday, and got told they're not for sale yet on the system. They're only doing the Forest Green tickets, so I've got to check back in a few days. So I don't, to be reasonable, given the benefit of doubt, it's a new system. There's bound to be a few teething problems in the early days, but at the moment, it's not looking too promising, I've got to say. I'm not massively excited about it, to be fair.
What about yourself, Diane?
I went on it and I'm not looking forward to trying using it at all, luckily, with my season ticket. I've gone on it, I've activated my account, like Labib said. Can't see my loyalty points, can't see my favourite seats or anything.
So on, when is it? When did this come out? When did this come out?
Yesterday.
So, 7th of March 2024, new ticketing platform, activate your account now. And basically it goes all about everything about activating your account. But what annoys me is this statement here. And this statement is, all your current ticketing account details, including your C points, have been carried over to all the new system. I mean, all you need to do is activate your account and enter your existing number and surname to connect your ticketing account to ensure that your account is normally moving forward. That's a load of BS because you can't see your loyalty points on it. It took me about 3 or 4 hours eventually to get it working. But then occasionally now it keeps coming up with stuff like saying, I'm a robot, we can't get into your account kind of thing. So I know the Forest Green tickets are on there for the game, but I think the real test is probably going to be for the Grimsby game in April the 1st on that. So hopefully that will get sorted out and ironed out. Lee, have you registered or anything on the new ticketing site, or have you had any issues?
No, I tend not to be able to get to games, so it's not really an issue for me. So I feel for everybody that it is, and I've heard complaints. People are not happy that it's changed, and as you've just said, 3 people have just said no loyalty points. It's not as easy as they say. The change never is it, when it revolves around tickets and bigger company taking it over. Ticketmaster are huge, aren't they? So
yeah,
it's going to take time, like everything, I guess.
Yeah, because with the old site, it always used to go down occasionally on me. So I'm glad we've actually got a new site, and just hopefully everything improves. And like Big Al says on TikTok, it'll sort itself out, it'll settle down. Then we've got Ben, just glad you can still do your season ticket at the ticket office. You don't have to do it on the site. Yep, so moving on to that, Ben. Now, that's moving nicely into it. We're going to talk about the season ticket. So, 7 hours ago, season tickets go on sale on Monday for the club. 2024-25 ticket prices on sale from 12 p.m. on Monday. Adults less than £11 per game. Junior prices slashed to £82 per game. Interest-free direct debits over 12 months. Early bird price until 11:59 on Friday, April the 26th. So the ticket price sales. So for adults, it's £249. Direct debit is £20.75. Seniors is £219. Direct debit of £18.25. Young people between 17 and 23 is £219. Direct debit of £18.25. The youth is £159. Direct debit £13.25 a month. Juniors under 11, absolute bargain price of £19. £1.56 a month. Then after the deadline, 27th, it's going to shoot up to April. Adults 349, seniors 306, young people 306, youth 222, juniors 35. And then the club go on stuff, basically ground rent and stuff. So rent rate and insurance was 519k in 2021-2022. 2022 at 528,000. 2023 were 576,000, and 2024 to 2025 estimated 592,000. Utilities, gas, like gas, electric, and all that lot, 185,000. 2021, 22, and 2. 2022, 23 is 238k. 2023, 24 is 293k, and estimated 24, 25 is 283k. Police and stewarding in 2021, 22 was 997. And then it went up to $1 million, 1.7, 23, 24, 1.2, and then estimated 2024, 1.3. So there's a bit of a increase and stuff. So is it people glad that the prices have gone up? Oh, sorry, Diane, you've got your hand up in the air, love.
Yeah, sorry, it's only to say that Callie's in the pub and a signal's poor, so I've got to tell you. That's why she's gone off. All right, so she's in boozer getting rat-assed. Right, happy days. Well... Oh, I said, do you want me to tell him? She went, please. So I thought I'd better tell you why she went off. The signal's poor in the pub. Yeah, she's getting drunk in pub, drowned in her sorrows. I wish I was doing that, I know. So, Stan, what's your thoughts on the season ticket prices, and are you renewing?
Well, I'll probably be renewing. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to pay more, do they? So, if that's what it is, that's what it is. Usually with these things, unless you really kind of have a grievance, you probably just, as to do, you just end up paying it, don't you? So, I mean, it's a difficult sell for a minute with what's gone on this season. I don't, what kind of campaign are there? In fact, there's been no campaign, so they've just announced it, and that sort of, I think, is an indicator of there's nothing worthy going on the field for most of this season, and obviously off the field, sort of like with all the issues that they've got, I think like we've said on here tonight, I think we'd probably even be lucky. I think we'd probably aim at be more like 10, 11k, I think. Which is a shame if that's the case, because last season, that sort of like when we had bigger 15, 16,000 crowds, 17, 18, and then obviously a couple of big ones, whenever there's been away fans, it's always created a good atmosphere, and when you've got other fans to kind of bounce off of, it sort of, fills the place in terms of a wall of sound, whether it's them or their fans or our fans. And I think, I think it's just, I was saying to somebody about the football, and I think the worst thing about any situation is when people don't care. And I think that's where a lot of people are at. They're just kind of apathetic to it. So good luck, Bradford City, selling those season tickets at a higher price as well.
So before we go to Labib, just having a general look on social media. People are just peed off, really. No problem, Liam Gill, no problem with the price increase, to be honest. Seems fair when we put against the rising cost of running the club. So people are defending it, and then there's some people just basically mourning against Roop and everything under the sun. So Labib, what's your thoughts on season ticket prices?
Yeah, just like what Stan was saying earlier, it's been very, very low key, hasn't it, the announcement? The last few years we've had some big video kind of release, and it's been plastered all over socials, but this time round, very, very low key. And again, understandably so, it's been so far a very mediocre season. And obviously we don't know how it's going to end, but at this moment in time, it's difficult to predict. I'll be renewing. I think the cost at 250 is still quite reasonable for a full season ticket. I think it would still mean we're one of, if not the cheapest season tickets in the country. And like others have said, everything else is going up everywhere we look around us. Cost of living and inflation and this, that, and the other. So it's not a surprise at all that it's gone up. I do. The cynical side of me do think that it's gone up to include the expected downturn that we'll see in sales. So I think the club themselves are expecting a downturn.
It isn't a major rise, though, is it? It's a bit sheepish, to be honest.
I think it's about £50, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
increase.
When you consider they haven't gone up for how long now? That's not bad.
Mm. What about you, Diane? What's your thoughts on the season tickets?
I think they are reasonably priced because I'll be getting mine doing the direct debit, and my direct debit only goes up just about £1 a month more. So, and what I've paid this time, I've not missed it. So at least you can pay over 12 months this time. But I've not missed the money going out of my bank account. So it's like I've not had that £20 in my bank. So yeah, I'll be renewing. And I did read that only Morecambe, so we're the second cheapest, only Morecambe above us, but that is for their standing. So I don't know how much they're charging for the seating for next season. But obviously we're one of the cheapest for the season tickets for next season. But I will be renewing. I'm doing it straight away when I'm on my dinner at 12:30 on Monday, so I can get my seat.
Yeah,
and I like it. Like I can pay by direct debit. I don't have to pay straight out because it's easier for me that way.
Yeah, because I'm paying mine monthly for my season ticket.
Yeah.
Before we go to Lee, just reading on Twitter here, a guy called Tom. If we're going to see drop in sales, we need to close the upper tier of the family stand, ideally the northwest corner. That's what someone's put on social media, and my mind just boggles at that.
First question in my mind, well, why?
Yeah, why? Because
exactly
where I sit, 1911, above me is always full, and the northwest corner's deserted. So, plan is, I think, close the northwest corner and then bang everybody at bottom at Cop again, or top at Cop, or wherever it is. Or like we were saying the other week, even open the other stand and put home fans in there again.
At TL Dallas.
Yes.
Bradford End.
Good that.
Bradford End to us former Bradford Enders. It'll always be Bradford End.
And Lee, would you be renewing your iFollow?
Oh yeah, I don't get to watch games if I don't. Simple as, really, yeah. Yes, I will be following every game. Well, including bits that you don't get to see, like the odd goal here and there, because it messes up.
So is anyone else that want to rant or rave about?
We're talking about Sky doing it.
Yeah, so next season...
to remember.
So next season, if it's to believe what I've read, this is just my opinion, because I've not seen anything on the line, but...
I've not seen no.
It's like for the Championship, they have the red button, don't they?
Yeah.
Through the week and stuff like that. That's what my plan is. I think the plan is next season, that's what they're going to do. Put it behind the red button, because I know recently the EFL signed a new deal with international, like America and stuff, so they're still dishing out the American international iFollow. So I think possibly next season that just go behind the red button. So has anyone got anything else they want to rant about, chat about?
I just think it's interesting that Jamie Walker's now back in the building. Oyegoki's now back training. I think that's major news as far as team is concerned, because it makes a bigger headache for Mr. Alexander to try and filter them back in somehow.
If a certain Jamie Walker plays tomorrow, which he probably won't, I will have one happy girl that I'll be taking to the football.
Don't write him off. He's back training fully.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I've said, if he's on the pitch tomorrow, I says, am I going to have to hold you back? And she went, yes.
Yeah, I mean, he could be on bench, but just having him on bench is going to have its effect, isn't it?
She'll be keeping a lookout over at bench if he's on bench.
So moving now, has anyone else got anything? Actually, anyone else got anything they want to say? Rant, rave, vent about.
Just as does anyone remember that Paul Adu when we beat him on penalties, who basically fell over himself when he took that penalty?
Oh yeah, is he their goalie?
No, it was the lad who he ended up being a double touch.
Did I?
And it was just a moment that he kind of kicked it, his foot slipped, and he kicked the ball against himself and went flying.
Oh God!
Pass over tit, and it was a miracle moment. I remember that from the cup game.
Yeah, bloody hell. Well, at least we know they can't save penalties, so if we get penalties tomorrow.
So, moving on now to everyone's favourite feature, sponsored by Stan, is the weather forecast for the Bradford City game. So, Stan, what's your line?
Yes, so it's sponsored by Stan Jammer Photography, where capturing your image is my focus.
So, looking at tomorrow's weather forecast, it's going to be really cloudy tomorrow, no sun, and it's going to be about 5 degrees. The highest it's going to get is 6 degrees. And I need to move on. So moving on, so the sun will eventually pop out about 4 o'clock tomorrow when it rises to a high temperature of 7 degrees. The sun rises at 6:38 tomorrow and sets at 6:03. And that's your weather forecast. Right, everyone's second favourite feature, with sound effects. Because I know we've not got a lot of us in today, but there's still some here. Score predictions. So, Mr. Stan, who likes to sit on the fence, what's your score predictions for tomorrow?
Well, I'm no longer a fence sitter. The last 3 or 4 games I've been predicting. I'm going to go 1-0 City.
Diane?
I'm going to go 2-0 City.
Lee?
Well, it's more than an hat-trick now. I'm going 3-0. I'm not losing my confidence at all.
So that's it. We've got
I believe it.
Yeah, got to believe it. We've actually got everyone's predicted a score for once in the Blue Moon. And I think we're going to win. I'm going to go 4-0. And I'm going to probably say Andy Cook and...
Hat-trick.
Yeah, Andy Cook hat-trick. Yeah. And some miracle, Ash Taylor's going to come on and score.
Or Jamie Walker is.
Yeah. Before we disappear, I see Georgia has arrived. If you want to speak out, Georgia, I'll hold on for you for about 5 minutes or so. If you want to chat about what your thoughts on Doncaster game, Accrington Stanley game, our latest news. So I'll hold on for a couple of minutes for you if you want to speak or anything. So, anyone else they want to say before we disappear?
Yeah, Stan, have you had a look at my photographs yet, mate?
No, sorry, did you send me a link? Did you send me a link?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I did.
You're now friends now.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was it an osprey or something that you?
There's all sorts in there. There's a buzzard. There's
a buzzard. That's the one. Yeah. No, it's fantastic. That. Yeah.
Yeah, we're sat on a fence coming back from Inverness to Nairn.
Yeah, super photo. That one, lovely detail on it.
Yeah.
Is there another one that we do? Tea. Who's had what for tea?
Yeah. Just finishing them two, finishing the lovely picture stories.
Yeah.
Stan, have you had out nice for your tea?
No, it was boring. I was just had chicken like barbecue chicken drumsticks. Do you know, I get these days where I don't know what I want to eat, and it's Friday night. I can't be bothered cooking out, so I'm like, bung some chicken drumsticks in the microwave and then stuff my face with it. But I'm after something food-wise, something new and exciting, but I don't know what.
Diane?
I have had salad, potato wedges, and my slow-cooked chili con carne. Slow cooker that I put on today before I went to work. All slimming world friendly, you know.
Happy days.
Oh, definitely.
Lee?
You're going to love me. I had a chicken curry, Chinese, with, a bit of garlic bread, some rice. I won't be buying another one. It was a Co-op ready meal. First one I've had for ages and ages, and it was blooming awful. I should have gone to my original thought, and I don't know where you live, Stan, but if you're ever round Tong Street way, Pizza Corner, they do mixed curries, and they are gorgeous.
I love the chicken curry from there.
I get mixed. What can I say?
I can't have them anymore.
You can have mince and meat and chicken and corn. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Love it.
I've not had a curry for literally years, and I would love one, but I can't have them, unfortunately. So,
I'll have one for you.
Yes, you are cordially invited to have a curry on my behalf, Lee.
Yeah. Some Sikh kebabs as well. I love them.
Yeah. So, remind me, did you say you're a Nikon or a Canon personally?
Canon 20Ds.
Yes.
Or D20s, whichever way around you want to say it.
Yeah, because you got some nice glass.
I have.
Excellent. What?
600mm.
Oh, nice. Is it a fast lens or? Sorry, we're getting a bit sort of geeky now, but
no, it's kind of one I bought when I bought cameras. I bought 3. They were £1,500 a time at the time, so I got 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. I'm going away on holiday next week for a week, and I'm debating whether to take my camera with me or not.
Well, I'm in market for a new camera because these are a bit heavy now, and like the old body's not what it was when I was 21, so I'm looking for a better option.
Right, guys, I'm going to end it. So,
just one thing, Johnny.
Yes.
You asked me. I'll DM you, but in answer to the question you asked me when you were up at my studio, I've kind of changed my mind a little bit, and there's potential that I would, if that makes sense to you.
Yes.
And if you ever need a voiceover, I'm your man.
Could have done with you the other day. We could have done 2 voiceovers.
I can do all sorts.
Yeah, you got a good voice for a voiceover there, Lee. So
I've done the training as well. So,
right. So,
actually, on that voiceover thing, then. So, what was the deal with that? Were you sending it to Talk Sport or something? Were they going to add some sound effects over it? What was the deal with that?
Right, that's what I'm going to tell you, actually. That's why I've got a message you the other day, actually. I completely forgot. So the things what you did for me, the voiceovers, what you did, I've obviously sent them to Talk Sport. So at the beginning and middle and end, because you forgot to send me the end part, but they're going to use the middle and beginning. They're going to put that at the end.
Yeah, Johnny, but never mind.
Yeah, I had issues with my email, my OneDrive thing, but it's all sorted now. Got extra room. Right, yeah, so your voice is going to be heard basically over the podcasts and possibly other people's podcasts as well.
Wunderbar.
Gosh.
Yeah, and on that as well, the podcast is now live on TalkSport. I think it's talksport.com or .uk. Basically, click a little arrow and you should scroll down to the bottom and you'll see Fan Network. Click on that, and about 10 down or something like that, you'll see my beautiful ugly mug there, and click there and it'll take you to the podcast.
Fantastic. I have to say, Johnny, well done on the podcast. You're doing a great
fantastic job.
We're getting there slowly.
Yeah. The
fact is, we're going forward. We're not going backwards.
Yep. So
Diane's waving. Is that?
Diane's going do lolly passive.
How do you wave? I don't even know how to wave.
Well, if you've got a little love heart thingy, and you just press that.
Are you on the phone, Lee, or are you doing it off your phone?
I'm on my computer, my desktop.
Ah.
I don't know what it's like on desktop then.
Yeah, because I've got a little love heart and plus.
And on that note...
Oh, that is...
There you go.
Right. thank you for everybody coming along today. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. And if you like what you're hearing, we're on Chickens on the Loose, because we've shortened the title now. Chickens on the Loose on every single podcast service going. Also, give me a follow on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. And also get yourself over to the Bradford City Chickens on the Loose Facebook page, where you can do the Super Six, where that comes every season, and also every Bradford City play you can enter the Bradford City Golden Goal competition, and that is sponsored by Stan. So wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, enjoy your weekend, and hopefully Bradford City will be getting 3 points tomorrow.
The TalkSport Fan Network is proudly supported by McDelivery, bringing you the food you love. McDelivery brings a top-tier line of food right to your door. No matter the result, you'll always be winning with McDelivery. So, the only thing left to say is, you in? Order now on the McDonald's app, and you can also get rewards points delivered too, so that ordering today means some tasty rewards for tomorrow. Only via app at participating restaurants, 18+. Rewards registration required. Points only on menu items. Delivery fee and terms apply. See mcdonalds.com.
Head over to Hulu this March, where our new shows and movies will keep you streaming all month long. Catch the acclaimed movie All of Us Strangers, starring Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott. Stream the new Hulu original limited series We Were the Lucky Ones with Joey King and Logan Lerman. And don't forget about Grey's Anatomy. Every Grey's episode ever is now streaming on Hulu. So, what are you waiting for? Go stream something new on Hulu.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network. TalkSport. Powered by fans.